Good morning, Janet. How are you this morning?
Hi, Vicky. I'm well. Good to see you.
It's so wonderful to see you again and so wonderful to have this opportunity to talk to you. And I really want to thank you on behalf of Texas CASA and all the 73 CASA programs in Texas for your support of our organization.
I'm
Um,
so happy to help.
oh, absolutely. Again, we so appreciate you and bringing your studio, Janet St. Paul Studio for Hair and Beauty, to support our work. Just amazing. So thank you. So I have some questions for you that I'd love to ask if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Super. So my first question would be, what inspired you as an individual and a business owner to support Texas CASA?
You know, um, so I think at 52 years old and a gay entrepreneur, I think about how I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and so many things to me as a kid, I never, or even a young adult, I never even thought were possible, that are possible now, that really weren't even on my radar, like my partner and I being married, more social equality, light being shown on things that maybe people would be really hesitant to even like talk about socially. So now I think about kids and how I was given a very, what I would consider a normal upbringing. My parents were divorced, but we were like had a really amicable relationship. We could go between houses however we wanted. And I think about me thinking that that's normal because it is my normal, right? And I think about how many kids in the world are faced with a lot more challenges and how their whole future is scaled on where they start. And I think about how grateful I am for my parents and all their hard work and love and dedication, and really their focus on all three of the kids in our family. And how we did come out of a situation feeling like this is so, we have a good life because we did have a good life. And the gratitude I have for that is endless because my parents worked multiple jobs and just made it all happen so that we could have a good future. So for me, I think about children and how, especially now, our future generations are changing the world. And it just makes me thrilled beyond belief and how intelligent they are and how easy things are for them in some ways. Like, they think being gay now, most kids are like, that's no big deal. Like, what is the big deal? Like Ellen just made it like, we love Ellen. She's happy. She's fun. And I think that children that are underserved and have no voice need more representation, especially in our state of Texas. I'm so grateful to live here, but it is something that our state does not look at very much. And I think these are the voices that need more standing up for and help, just people that are in their corner. What I love about Texas CASA personally is how the volunteers dedicate 100% of themselves to these children as if they are one of their own and their own family network. I'm moved so much by clients. A ton of clients are actual volunteers, and I think what they do and what they give of themselves to these families and children just to help bridge a gap, to help give them more of a voice, to help show them possibility in future, to help give them more experience is absolutely, it's unbelievable. I wish I could do that, but this is how I choose to help because there are just only so many hours in a day. For me, this is just huge because I do think the children of our future are going to change our world, no matter what their background, because they will be the ones that have the vision and the voice.
Absolutely. You touched on so many
I
different
know, I'm sorry.
areas. No, no, I appreciate that. In fact, I'm going to hire you to do the marketing for Texas Costa from this point on. But your big message is normalcy, allowing all children to experience a normal upbringing. And
Yeah.
normal is different in many contexts, but it's the
Yeah.
safety, it's the happiness, it's the ability to grow into oneself and be oneself.
Yeah.
And then you also touched on the work of the CASA CASA network, right? So with the local programs, and again, there are 73 in Texas, and those volunteers are working to advocate and be that voice for that child and family, for those families caught up in the state's child protective services system. So, and then you also talked about the many ways people can give back. So let me ask you this, because you also noted that, you can't do the advocacy part, but you can do this part. So can you just talk about how Texas CASA helps you in the Janet St. Paul Studio for Hair and Beauty in supporting our work?
So you guys have been incredible. First of all, I want to give you all so much kudos, because I feel like in a world where social outreach and non-for-profit organizations are really having a hard time organizing post-pandemic and getting resource to the people that are trying to help them, I feel like you guys have done an outstanding job. First of all, I feel you make it so easy for me because you all have a social awareness as far as your social media. I love that we dovetail the business with your organization and CASA, and we can do it on a bunch of different ways and levels and platforms. So that I'm so grateful for. I love that we can use QR codes that make it really easy for our clients to give a donation directly to you all. Our agenda is not to have any piece of this. It's just to ask clients in the minute if they would so be willing to help with whatever they can. So it's zero pressure, but it's just an ask. And I feel like in my life, there have been so many examples of if you just ask, if you just put it out there, you never know what you're going to get. But if you don't ask, how do you know? So it's like you have to put the effort forward just in a kind way and see what people say. And sometimes clients want to think about it, and I love that. But then we can give them that QR code literally, and they can do it on their own time whenever they so choose or feel, right? Maybe they want to talk to their spouse. Maybe they want to make it an ongoing contribution. I mean, it just to percolate the ideas and let it resonate with people at their own speed and pace is what we're all about. But like I said, it's just having the ask. So the other thing I think that you all do so well is how you support us by just asking the question. How can we support you? Tell us what you're doing, and maybe we could meet somewhere in the middle. And for a small business owner, because we are truly small business is like hundreds of people. We are like micro. I mean, literally we have like 8 employees, maybe 9, but at the end of the day, that is like tiny, tiny. And in our business, we're a service related business. So we are doing all day, and everybody is completely essential because we are so small still. So what I love is how you just are available to us on so many different levels. Social media, our newsletter, you combine with our work there. You make it easier for clients to give and donate. We also have in-salon signage from you all that you all will actually make and produce for us. And then you email it over, and all we have to do is print it and put it in like a stand-up plexi folder, right? And so I feel grateful for all of your help, because sometimes I think people can really get overwhelmed easily in the thought of, how do I do this? And I actually have to give kudos to one of my clients who years ago originally told me about you all, because I knew about the chapter within our county, but I didn't realize that there was a chapter that overarched the whole state that actually helped move legislation through our government locally, which I think is really where the change is rooted, right? Like if we can't get our government on board to realize that our children are everyone's children, like these are our adults of the future. So if we want to have a better foundation, then we have to support, right? So that's what I think is the real root of it. You know, I think our county chapters are so important to do the actual work, but I think the overarching state to actually work on rewriting the laws is where it's really at.
Thank you. Yeah, our public policy is a big part, our public policy advocacy for children in the child welfare system is a big part of what we do. So thank you for saying that. And thank you for also showing that we absolutely appreciate your support, and we do whatever we can to help
You all
you
do it
support us,
beautifully,
which is
seriously.
so, but thank you for that. Let me ask you this. What would you tell another business owner who wanted to support Texas CASA but didn't feel like they had the time?
Oh, I thought that for a really long time. And I have to give kudos to my sister, who really just started to initiate discussions. So here's the best. In any goal or something that you're looking to achieve in your life, and I try to tell myself this all the time because, you know, our minds get in the way often of many things, personally, professionally, giving, socially. Like, I mean, you know, it just keeps going and going. So the best is just reach out. Vicky, if a business needed to reach someone that was the succinct person to reach out to in your organization, who would they reach out to? The one person that would help them like open a funnel of information. Who would that be?
Colin Acock.
Perfect. So that's my point. It's like, go to Colin. This person will be the gatekeeper to answer all of your questions. For me, what I've realized is just start the conversation, because we fit it into our business. And you guys were right there every step of the way saying, oh, no problem. We got that. Oh, great. Yeah, we got that. Sure. Yeah, no problem. Okay, great. Yep. Going to do that too. So for us, we are a service-based luxury hair salon in Austin, Texas. And I thought, well, wait a minute. How hard could this be? We don't have to make it even like a special event. Let's capture our clients while they're here. And I was inspired by Whole Foods, literally, about this, when they would say, would you like to round up to give to our world organization? And I thought, that's so genius. And this was years ago when Whole Foods first started doing this, maybe like 5-6 years ago, right? And I thought, that's what we're going to do. Like, we're just going to ask clients while they are checking out. So we have signage that you all have provided for us with our company logo on it. We put it at all the stations. We have the stylists answer questions if anyone has any questions at the chair. And we gently say, you know, this month we're raising money for Texas CASA, and we make videos and we put it on our social, we throw it in our newsletter. So this doesn't take any extra physical time, right? It's a very easy click, cut and paste, make our newsletter, inform our clients about what we're going to do. Then sometimes, let's say a little less or right around 50% of the time, that starts an organic conversation in the chair. And then by the time they go to check out of their service, we simply ask, would you like to round up your service and donate to Texas CASA? And then if they're not, then we say, you know, we have this QR code here. If you'd like to think about it, we totally understand. Thank you so much. So just as it is that easy to say those 3 or 4 sentences at the end, that's how easy it can be for your business. Fit it into what you do on the regular. Make it easy for whoever you're servicing or speaking to, that they have a direct link to Texas CASA, right? I really think the QR code is paramount. You know, before the pandemic, who even thought about QR codes? Who even knew? I didn't even know what they were. I was like, what are these boxes for? Like, I just don't understand. Now there's a real purpose for them, right? I love being able to use them on different businesses. I love using them for services. I love using them for products. I love using them for order delivery. Like, it's just genius. So fit that into your business, however you do it. Like, it does not have to be an over the top time exchange, because I think everyone that you are servicing or dealing with in your own business also is short on time. Make it easy, make it simple. Have a conversation with your staff and employees about how they feel about the state charity, right? I think being able to inform your staff is the first part. Then fit it into whatever you do, right? If you make a widget and you're selling the widgets, then who's the audience that you're selling the widgets to, right? I mean, that's such a old school example, but I mean it. It could be that easy, and it's just a simple ask. And sometimes people feel uncomfortable asking, but I tell my stylist all the time, it's really important to let especially new clients know how grateful you are for them. So they have to get used to saying at the end, especially when they're new on the floor, thank you so much. I enjoyed spending this time with you. Appreciate you so much. And here's my card. If you have friends, I'm building, and I would so appreciate the referral. To be able to speak that honestly and say it to whoever is so powerful, because you are thanking that client for being with you and enjoying that time. And they're like, you're thanking me? Like, no, I'm thanking you. Like, I love this. This feels good. So to be able to say that to somebody very succinctly is so powerful. Like, thank you so much for being a client. We would love to tell you about this charity that we support. It's just that simple. It's like a couple of sentences. And then people, I think, the beauty is living in Texas and the South, a lot of people have children. This is not an intensely urban environment, right? We have beautiful cities, but it's not like we're LA or New York. So my point is, people have families and they can relate. They have their own children. They have people in their family that they love. They have people that they want to protect. And so I think this is like a very easy conversation to start.
Yeah. Again, you have a way of putting a lot of really good points in a response. First, the attitude of gratitude, and that spirit of that gratitude of then sharing that out. And then the whole notion of it's not complicated, keep it really simple, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Look at the wheels around you and use them.
Yeah.
And then the fact that I do want to thank you again for articulating the fact that we will make it as easy as possible for someone to support us. I also wanted to make sure I give Colin's contact email, which is CACOCK, ACOCK, at Texas, spelled out, CASA.org. Janet, there are so many ways and so many levels of which I'd like to thank you, and so many ways that Texas actually owes you a thanks, because you've taken this passion that you have for children and for families, and you have put a mark on it that is statewide. Because the difference that you're making is statewide. So thank you for that. Thank you for you being you, and then bringing Janet St. Paul Studio for Hair and Beauty into this equation, and leveraging that luxury hair care and beauty reputation into an arena that people wouldn't even expect you to be in. But bringing that to support Texas children and families. So on so many levels, I thank you on behalf of Texas CASA and all the children and families in Texas who don't even know who you are or how wonderful you are.
Oh, you're so welcome, Vicki. I think you guys are so incredibly, incredibly wonderful, and you're a beautiful organization rooted in the reality of what these children need and really helping them to have the tools. And I'm so grateful for you guys.
Again, it's definitely mutual.
Thank you so much, Vicki.
Thank you, Janet.
Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Take care.